My desires fly along on a wing, along with my dreams, alone so it seems. Thoughts from the heart on a pure spring day. My mind floats away on a dream, so they say. Kino's journey, much like a lot of things I'll be talking about here, holds a particular special place in my life. I'm sure I'm going to sound like a broken record if I continue to say things like this every single video, and I imagine I'll tone it down in the future, but Kino's journey in particular, I think, deserves this preface, as it is my favorite anime of all time. I believe it's been around 8 years now that it's been a part of my life, though I believe it may be a bit longer than that. I've never been very good at keeping track of time. Regardless, it came into my life at an unexpected time, in an unexpected way. My mother had a friend, one of many who came and went like the passing seasons, and I quickly learned to not get attached to any of them. But this one in particular did manage to leave an impression. Not in anything about him at all. I can't remember his name or face for the life of me. Nonetheless, what he did for me was something great that I appreciate to this day. He had to have been something of an anime nerd, though at the time I didn't have a very strong understanding of that world as I lived most of my life in deep poverty. But I'm getting off topic. One day, he had brought me a bunch of anime DVDs, among which were things like Blue Seed, Berserk, and the topic of today's video, Kino's Journey. It was something I had never heard of before, a short, obscure anime from 2003. If it weren't for this chance encounter, I likely would have never come across it, or if I had, I likely wouldn't have given it a second thought, lost among an ocean of other anime that get far more attention. And it's for this very reason that I'm so thankful for this random guy that was only a part of my life for a fraction of a moment. This one experience changed the course of my life, and informed so much of the choices I would make later in life. This may sound like an exaggeration, and in some ways it may be, but in other ways, it couldn't be more true. It was this series that awakened me to the world around me, and it awakened my desire to travel the world. It made me a more contemplative person, a more inward-thinking person. Kino's journey encouraged me to explore my own potential, and take chances I wouldn't have otherwise. If it weren't for Kino's journey, I likely wouldn't have dropped everything during my college years to go work on a blueberry farm. I wouldn't have tested myself by joining the military, and it had countless other effects on me that I don't think I could even put into words. The point of what I'm trying to say is that there has never been a series that means as much to me as Kino's journey, save Chainsaw Man, of course. But that was the topic of last video, so go check that one out. But I've been rambling on enough. I think it's about time I move on to why we're all here. I'm going to tell you the appeal of Kino's journey. Before I can explain to you what I find the appeal of Kino's journey to be, I should first tell you a bit about what it is, where it came from, and how it became what it was in 2003. Kino no Tabi, the Beautiful World, or just Kino's Journey, first came to us on March 17th, 2000, as a light novel written by Keiichi Segawa. Kino's Journey follows Kino, a traveler who rides with their motorrad and partner Hermes as they travel around the world, visiting different countries and lands, with the only purpose of seeing more of this beautiful world. Kino, as a function of the story, is something of a reader insert, instead allowing focus to be set on the country of any particular story. Regardless, we are going to move on to the main body of what I want to talk about here, and to do so, we are going to transition into my personal experience with Kino, that being through the 2003 anime. Iyashikei is a subgenre of slice-of-life anime, and it focuses on portraying characters living peaceful lives in calming environments, with the added bonus of having a sort of healing effect on the audience. You see this in many Studio Ghibli movies, like Kiki's Delivery Service or My Neighbor Totoro. You see it in the Moomins or Mushishi. Oftentimes, the goal or point of these series are nebulous in a certain way. I'm sure we all watch them for our own reasons, as an escape, for the therapeutic effect, or the beautiful landscapes. There is something about the genre that touches us deep down and connects us in ways that can be hard to put into words. And it is within this genre we find Kino's journey. It's something of a difficult task to identify all of the qualities that contribute to Kino's journey being so uniquely wonderful, so I may simply have to ramble for a bit, going from aspect to aspect. I may seem to get off track at times or lose the thread, but in general I believe this to fall well within the boundaries of what suits the series regardless. The first thing that will jump out to you is the very unique art style. With the art directed by Masayoshi Banno, the world has a very painted look, rustic and washed out, while also looking soft and nostalgic, capturing a kind of old world beauty that you really miss in the new digital age. Now, I may have egg on my face in this specific case, as Kino's journey may in fact be digitally animated, and I'm not too sure, but regardless of that, my point is simply that it looks rustic and beautiful. What's more, the creative application of lighting cannot be overlooked in any way. The variation of lighting, shadows, and differing times of day lend to much variation in environment and tone, to such a degree that I have to believe that an extreme level of care and attention was spent making sure to capture this just right. This is seen no more plainly than the show's love of the sky. As a metaphor for the core themes of the show, the sky is used to express the drive and want to travel, a vast, endless expanse of possibilities. To see birds so easily traverse this world with a freedom we can only dream of, seeing birds flying sparks a drive in all of us, calling us to see all that we can. It's just that idea that makes Episode 8, The Land of Wizards, so wonderful. Nimya, the main focus of the episode, dreams of flying in the sky with the birds. But where with Kino, this is more of a metaphorical dream, one analogous to traveling. Nimya wishes to build a flying machine, and works tirelessly to achieve said dream. By the end of the episode, she succeeds, and is eventually flying in the sky, becoming a hero of the town. The sky this episode is beautiful, and when she finally touches the sky, the feeling of rising joy is unmatched by anything else in the show. Vast colors, beautiful clouds, and streams of light highlight the most solid expression of what the show is all about. Cursedly, I am no artist, and I may not be able to correctly explain all that I feel about the art, but with any hope, the examples I've been sharing help carry the load to some degree. But I would be remiss to ignore an even more distinctive aspect, that being of the character designs. Looking rounded and cartoonish, with varying shapes and expressions, the somewhat warped expression of the human form allows for a more powerful and core expression of humanity that just is not possible with more realistic character designs. There's something so paradoxical about this idea. The more we abstract what is meant to be human, the more it comes to truly represent that very idea. Perhaps it is because we as humans think in abstraction. We don't see the world as it is, but as how we feel it is, and how we wish it could be. Driven by feeling and desire, how better could we capture this idea than through abstraction? Allow me to again shift focus, as I am wont to do. to the music of the series, as it too is very unique, hauntingly beautiful, and captures the feel of travel better than I personally have ever heard. Composed by Ryo Sakai, a liberal use of woodwinds and hand drums evoke a kind of natural beauty, surely because those instruments are easily created with the nature around us, thus evoking a very natural feel. As such, Ryo knew to use them to capture a kind of core spirit that helped to define the series. And though there may not be large variation to the music in the series, what is available is used to near perfection and helps to capture the comfortable and contemplative energy I associate with the series. More than anything else, it stands out starkly to me how this show uniquely stands out as something wholly its own, transformative from the text it is sourced from. While I personally have not read the original source material, I believe I can get a glimpse of its nature from the other two adaptations we have had, that being the new anime and the manga based off of that. Supposedly, this anime and manga are closer to the original text and take far less liberties with the adaptation. One key example being that of the Colosseum story. Whereas the 2003 anime had added a whole extra episode worth of anime original content to flesh the story out, the new anime chooses instead to be more faithful and stick with the admittedly bare-bones text of the original. However, I have a video planned for the future where I will be dissecting that very story throughout the adaptations, so I hope you look forward to when that manages to come out. All of this to say, for more than one reason, Kino's journey holds a very special place in my heart. It's the reason I go by Kino online. It's the reason for this channel being called what it is. And it's a huge influence on why I am who I am today. I don't know if I managed to get that across very well, but to be completely honest, this video more serves as a cooldown video for me, after the sheer effort the last one took. I mostly just wanted a chance to rant a bit about something I love, and be able to get it out without running myself ragged and to the last hour. Regardless, I'm glad I was able to get all these thoughts off my chest, and I hope this can serve as some sort of foundation for a good number of future videos about Kino's journey. I plan on breaking down a lot of the episodes, and what I think they're trying to say, so if you think that sounds cool, I hope you look forward to that. This is going to be my first time asking y'all to subscribe. I don't imagine this video will do much in numbers. Hell, last video was my best performing video in a while, and even then it didn't do a lot. But I have big plans for this channel, and I'd like y'all to be there for me when it happens. Regardless, I hope you had a nice day, and I hope you have a good night.